Yeah. Noreen, I realized you are there already. Yes, welcome back, guys, to the TDP show, segment 2. We have encountered some complications beyond our control because we couldn't connect with Dawitt St. Aubin, the poet, the chanter, the musician, the artist. Dawitt St. Aubin, welcome to our show. But before you say a word, let me remind them what time it is again. Hold on a second, Dawitt St. Aubin.
They say it's a free world, free speech. Fear not. If you've got your story to share, there's a global audience anticipating to hear. Be bold, be truthful, tell them precisely. Join us on youtube.com, Great Amaziyah, for the TDP show. Sundays at 5 p.m. And this is not about just interviewing artists only, but we want to interview everybody. Players of instruments, comedians, poets, actors, actresses, dancers, people with talents who now get fair share. And remember, it's all about honesty, the truth about your opinion. We want the world to know. Amaziyah the Great, tell them precisely.
Yes. Welcome back to our TDP show. I'm your host, Amaziyah the Great. And we have in studio with us, virtually, I should say, Dawitt St. Aubin. Wagwan.
Greetings, blessings, greatness.
Yes. Noreen Snyder from inside the United States is saying a big hello to you, Dawitt.
Greetings and blessings,
Yes.
Rastafari.
Like I said, Dawitt, we are happy to have you here. I don't know what took place earlier, but sorry that we lost connection because we had a whole host of people who were there waiting to see you. But nevertheless, they will still see this video somewhere down the line because at the end of the day, it's on social media, so people will see it regardless. Um, I I'm sorry about that. What we encountered, I don't know what was it. It was really beyond our control, but the works continue, the journey continue, and the mission have to go on. So ain't no stopping us now. We're alive, so let's vibe.
Yes, I give thanks.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
So tell us, who is Dawitt St. Aubin though? But me know you already, but for the people who don't know.
born Dave St. Aubin Johnson, the third son of Lurleen and Maxwell Johnson. You know, Maxwell is from over there in, Ashton, Westmoreland. And my
Okay.
mom, Lurleen, is from over there in uh, Eldersley, St. Elizabeth. They came together and produced this brother of your ear, Dave St. Aubin Johnson. Yeah.
Nice. Dawitt, before we get to actually meet, um, 'cause originally I'm from Furthest Content. This is where I was born. My dad took me when I was about 3 years old to Featherbed. But after going to Dintil, I somehow wanted to be with my mom again, and that's in the same Furthest Content community. Getting to know people. I was just hearing about Dawitt when I was about probably 17, 18. Probably 17 because we never graduated from Dintil yet. But
About how long ago that?
that was that past 2 decades now, Dawitt. Yeah.
Yes,
But
because I
the thing about how we get to come in connection now was I was I was at a corner cook shop, a Rasta bridge named DV, and it was your cassette in the play them time there. Them time that was cassette, not on a CD settings. It was cassette, TDK cassette. Um, in my play one session where you did have a go on some radio station overseas because you never in Jamaica at the time. And from them time that I think me and the same Alpha when did a par. I'm not so certain because you know I feel connection might start associate with David them and them and them Skeng D and them. See me? Um but is the mission where you did depend from them time there.
Yeah, because this was
Playing on the radio station, not just playing your music, but playing all type of artists from the community. Like you have a Jonah Kelly, you have a Raja Flames, you have a Alpha Roy, them time them name Rolex. You have you have so much different artists and from them time that I realize you being not just a selfish person, but is a person who look out for others. You get me? I say you have an interesting story as me personally aware of the journey you have been through. But tell us, how has it been for you being a poet, an artist, a man on the mission?
well, it's a great journey thus far. Great indeed, you know. You know what I mean? To tell you where it all begins and over the years until this time moving forward is a great story. So which we want to take it from.
Well, I mean, the option is yours, Dawitt. Cause
Well,
this, me not in a ears fit this show now. This is a show where, I mean, all of the guests them gone from the first segment. This is the segment where I just use, so feel free and comfortable to just socialize, make the people them know out there who is Dawitt St. Aubin, really.
yeah,
Other
man.
than just, yeah.
I mean, you could ask some of these questions and we will get to them, you know, accordingly.
Yeah, man. So who explain to my viewers them who is Dawitt St. Aubin? Who are you?
Well, as I told you, you know, on record, I'm Dave St. Aubin Johnson. You know what I mean? Grew up in Fraser's Content, aka Red Pond, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Jamaica. You know what I mean? And this is a place where I begins to feel musical vibrations and musical attractions and musical energies that brought me to music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to tell you is a mighty full story in terms of
How how long ago you decide you want the music really? Like when it all started? That you know say yo, a music me I go to right now.
well before I decided to do music, you know,
Yeah,
the love of music came first. I just begins to find myself love music, even though I go far from music within a sense. But you know, over in Red Pond there, we go next door to Charlie Chaplin and his brother Ricky Chaplin, both DJs, you know what I mean? Over a couple of yards next door to me also, there was a band. I forgot the name of the band, but there were two brothers also, namely Reggie and Eddie, twin brothers, and they
yeah,
were the singers and musicians joined with them and they had a band over there. This was like when I was about maybe 10, 11 years old. So whenever this band would be rehearsing next door to me, you know, my ears will you know catch on to that musical vibration there, and I would find myself look around my home and see that
yeah.
no one, with my mom inside attending to the younger kids, and I see where I could slip out for a 5 or 10 minutes. So I would, you know, get
Okay,
over the fence and get over another fence and find myself in an orchard next door to me, and I would stood there for a while observing this band rehearsing and these musicians playing and so forth. That is how music kind of captured me and brought me to music. You know what I mean?
okay,
And I could remember one night while because this is more than once I went within this orchard to observe this rehearsal. Now one night I remember the band was rehearsing a song called There's a Picture on the Wall. There's a picture hanging on the wall. I will never forget that song. Anyhow, Charlie Chaplin was there, and another singer by the name of Sonia Spence. She was also there, along with Reggie, Eddie, and the other musicians. And they were trying to get this song on. Did a picture on the wall, and they tried for a couple of rolls, and the vocalist never was on key. Then I heard Charlie Chaplin say, "Let me try it," and he let out the song, and the song was rolling. You know what I mean? And I stood there observing these energies as a little youth in Red Pond at that time. And this was like about late 70s, 78, 79. Do you understand? So this is how the music, you know, captured me, called me, inspired me, select me, choose me, and then, I mean, along the way over the years, I mean, different energies of music, different vibration, different experience, until we are here today doing the music still professionally, you know what I mean, and so forth, carrying on still musically. So I mean, to get into the stories, I mean, it is very deep. You know what I mean?
So David, what should I ask you first from the initial stage? Which one did you started first? Was it the musical vibration, or was it the chanting, or was it the poetry?
Well, I mean, when I realized I love music, I love the singing energy. I started out singing whenever I made my first attempt towards music. I started out singing because also
Okay,
there was a prominent dancer within our community at the time, close to my gates as a youth, and we would hear, great artists pass through and great sessions, and until I find myself over there. The more I grew, and then till I, what I mean, try to sing on the system, and I get a chance to sing on the system, and you know what I mean, taking it from them stages, they also singing at first, trying to sing there.
okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So in many stages,
Interesting. It's
yeah,
really
many
nice.
stages, you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
man.
So after a number of years now, I migrated to the United States,
Yeah,
and that was during 1986, late December. Now, one of my greatest blessings I got while I entered the United States, the first house I went in, what I mean, seeing people that I knew, some of them and some that I did not know. There was one artist there. So the first house I entered in, there was an artist there. And immediately we made friends. He was also from Spanish Town. He's from Spanish Town, over a place called Tredegar Park, and he's known as Lyrical, Delroy Jacket, Lyrical. You know what I mean? And so when I went in now, and I met up this brethren as a DJ who was on tour at the time, enlisted to a song called Don't Beat the Ruler in New York, in Bronx, New York area. And you know what I mean? I love music, so I mean, and I was free at the time, so I venture out, what I mean, immediately with Lyrical and the Downbeat Entourage, all over immediately, like places like, Springfield, Massachusetts,
yeah.
Worcester, Boston, Massachusetts, Philadelphia, Maryland, Connecticut, Yonkers, and all these places around, Brooklyn and New York area, Downbeat the Ruler during late December into early 1987 up to about January, February. You know what I mean? And I, sang a few songs and some of these sessions, that youth who love it. And then I've made, this is a foreign part of me now, holding mic in presence of people into a foreign country, namely the United States at the time, what I mean, late 80s. So when Lyrical left for Jamaica, within another few months, here comes the great Lieutenant Stitchy, came to dwell at the same dwellings, enlist also to downbeat the ruler, and was on tour also at the time.
Yeah.
And we continued the journey. within, small steps, So I did that until about late 87. And, I was sidetracked and, step away from the music for a while. But nevertheless, I did have some form of equipment inside my house at the time with a microphone, and I got some rhythms and cassette, and I would practice inside still. So now, during 1990,
Yeah.
I left the Bronx, New York area and went to live in Hartford, Connecticut, like February 1990. My young wife and my young baby at the time, you know what I mean? And based officially in Hartford, Connecticut, accordingly at the time. Now, during my first summer in Hartford, during 1990, one day I left my gates for a walk. I
Yeah.
didn't know where I was going, but I was just treading, checking out the area. My first summer in Hartford, Connecticut. So, mystically, I find myself on a street called Albany Avenue. And
Yeah.
there was a place where a sound system was playing in the backyard. It was summer, people was out and music was playing. This was 1990, summer 1990. And, I stood there listening to the sound system, Brethren and so forth were there DJing and singing and so forth. And somehow I went on the scene and I stood for a while until I asked for a chance to sing and I sing, get the chance to sing and I sing a song. And there was one brethren within this um, mystical link up by the name of Michael Priest. He lives in Hartford, Connecticut. Michael Priest. When I, gave up the mic, immediately he took on to me and said, he introduced himself and to me and said, listen, I like how you sing and, I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine. And I said, yeah, great. And he took my number and he linked me the other day and then he brought me to his good friend named Jabi Boyce Walcott. Great man. And when I met with Jabi, he was living in a place called Windsor, Connecticut. He
Okay.
had a sound system in his basement with great rhythm. So just imagine during 1990, so most of who came after wasn't around. So all these rhythms and songs of great inspiration was before 1990. So it was a
Yeah.
great time of inspiration for me then, from the great singers, the great Dutch chanters, the great Rastafari brethren and sisters. You name the greats of the greats. It was a
Yeah.
great inspiration. Yeah. You know what I mean? So this brother Jabi had this system there, and we begin to practice there. You know what I mean? And I got a chance now to be around a sound system in a basement where I could, practice to write rhythms and sing and so forth, with other brethren, you know what I mean? And we did that for like about two rehearsals, and we
Yeah.
recorded these rehearsals on tape. While listening to the second rehearsal, something caught my ears. I find that I was about to sing a song, and I made an introduction, an intro before I sang. And
Yeah.
I found that I repeat a few verses from the scripture, namely the Psalms at the time, before I sing. And
Okay.
I listened to it, at the time, it sounded awesome, inspiring to me. And I said to myself, when I go back around to that rehearsal era, I'll be trying that. And when I went over
Yeah.
there, I, begins to try this, begin to add the scripture now, dub-wise, chanting biblically to rhythms. And it sweets me at the time, and I delved into it, unstoppable. Do you understand?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I did that for a while, and I began to practice, and work on it. You know what I mean? I want to say that quickly. The other song that Vibes Cartel did entitled, I think, is something about thank you Lord for something about wait this one or something. But if you notice, he also made the intro with a scripture. I don't know if you know that song. You could check it out. I just say this.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, yes.
I did that 30 years ago, and now if Vibes Cartel today would do them kind of vibrations, it's really sweet. But anyhow,
Yes, yes.
so therefore, recognize this energy and begin to work on it now and so forth and thing. And I did that for a while, record them, work on them. I begin to bring them to the radio station in Hartford, Connecticut, and cassette. Some clean cuts that we did like, and we tried to bring it out to the public. So we brought them to the radio station. They would feature them, play them, encourage us, interview us at the time because there was other artists in Hartford, Connecticut, making moves musical also. I'll name a few of them along the way. Anyhow, we did that for a while also. So this was June 1990, 91, 92, 93. When it reached the 1993, I decided now to take it from cassette to another level. So we
Yeah.
said, let's get it on dub plate. So by then, I also had another youth by the name of Neil, who admired my baby musically then. He was close to me and he learned how to dub chant also by being close to me, and we were doing it verse to verse, chapters to chapter. So he was inspired quickly accordingly. So by the time we decided to get this music on dub, I chose four rhythms. Each was four. We went to New York, found a dub studio in the Bronx, and we record four chants each.
Yes, yes.
Good. Take them back to Hartford, Connecticut. Now we approached, not we, he went to one of the radio station and broadcast his documents that he brought in and it was received. Now there were other disc jocks in Hartford who heard about my behavior musically and things that I was doing. Namely, one night we went to a Jollof session in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Brigadier, Charlie Chaplin, etc. These great brothers was there and so forth. Those days, this was 1993. So whenever we hear these cultural artists come in town and these sound systems, even though we're out in Connecticut, we'll venture in these states to link up and get shares of these great vibrations. So we
Yeah.
we we went out, entourage of us from Hartford went out to Brooklyn at this session. And I was inside there and I was looking out and inquiring how to get myself, on stage to present myself as a young psalmist. And I stood there, observing. So there was a little fight broke out within this dance. And most of the
Yeah.
top artists kind of drift off stage. And I find where I could step closer until I get the mic. And believe you, my brother, when I get the mic, I begin to chant Psalm 133. And the whole energy change. Everybody started to focus on me on stage, and then everybody gel back together.
So
And
so so that's when you decide to know a poet a chanting you're gonna deal with.
yes, I was just chanting now, strictly chanting, no singing, not poetry, just a chant, biblical now. A young youth then, I was in my early 20s. So when I did this in Brooklyn, New York at the time, and word sound get back to Hartford, say, yeah, the chanter passed through New York and nice at the place and bless the place and bring back the vibe and the word has spread around the place. So it
Yeah.
lead to other disc jockeys within the community of Hartford, earbud energy, and seek after me to interview me. So I did my first interview during 1993 and inside West Hartford University over there in West Hartford, Connecticut, WWHFM by one.
Yes, yes.
Now, after I did this interview, and based upon the thing that we were reading about and the whole thing, they gave me great encouragement to continue this journey. And we did not know where it would lead us, but because this was June 1993. Now, the four rhythms I chose and the four psalms I record, I tell you the name of them. I recorded Psalm 121, Psalm 113. Listen to these
Yeah.
numbers carefully. Psalm 2 and Psalm 24. Psalm 113, Psalm 121, Psalm 2, and Psalm 24. And I was interviewed, and all these songs was played, and I was encouraged, and they were looking for records now. So I told you I brought it from cassette to dub
Yeah.
plate, and they were now looking for record. So I decided to really have to make records now, so the world could get it. So I decided June 1993 that I would have to come to Jamaica and take it from ground zero in Jamaica. Now this was
Yes,
a heavy
yes.
decision for me at the time, undocumented and so
Yes,
forth.
yes.
And like there wasn't a great amount of money was there to do these missions, but I put myself together and we came into Jamaica April 94. Now before I came, Hartford, Connecticut is a place like this where many great shows people in this area and surrounding area, New Haven, New London, Rhode Island, etc. So all these great stars come through, both young and old. And I happened to meet up along with some of the greats, people like Delroy Wilson, Bernie Spear, Culture, Gregory Isaac, Dennis Brown, Ken Booth, Sugar Minott,
Yeah.
legends before the
Ken
younger
Board.
legend. Huh?
You mentioned Ken Board?
Yeah, the legendary Ken Booth.
Yes, yes,
No,
yes, yes.
no, within meeting up all these great people, there was one that took great interest in what I was doing, namely the Honorable Mr. Ken Booth.
Before
And
before you go further, Dawitt, let me you said we come to Jamaica, seeing
yeah,
so that includes the entire family.
yes, I brought in wife and children at the time. And
Okay,
I was and
good,
I was
good.
coming into Jamaica after about 7 years. I wasn't here for seven
Yes.
years. The other youth.
So wife and how many children?
Three at the time I brought in.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Yeah, yes, you know what
So
I
how
mean?
was before let me fast their business look a bit. So how was that new move for them that we're gonna go back to Jamaica and well all of them born in the States? The
Well,
kids.
two were born there and one was born here. But it's not like we came to stay with us. We have to come in and what I mean, spend a little time.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yes, introduce these kids to Jamaica at the time and so forth. That my family and friends could meet my, what I mean. So
Yes,
we came
yes.
in, yeah. So we came in then. So yeah. So before I came now, so and I remember Mr. Booth and love my behavior and he told me in plain words, said, look, if you should come to Jamaica, I would give you a strength. I love this. I would want to be a part of your journey. So, what I mean? I took it serious and I positioned myself, as I told you, and I came in and I linked with him immediately. So, yes, brother Boat, I'm here. I'm ready to go. I want to get this thing going. I also linked with the great Sugar Minott. He was happy to see me.
Yeah.
And right there and then, me brother Sugar Minott, so rest in peace. Sugar asked me, did you check with Muta Baroka? And I said, no, and because I did not know him then. And he said, yeah, man, I think you should check with this person because you're a dub chant and you would, maybe love what you're doing and you suppose strengthen your things. So go and find him. And I searched and I went and I find Brother Muta. I introduced myself and I gave him my document that I brought in. I brought in this dub plate that told you that I made in Bronx, New York with these four Psalms, Psalm 2, Psalm 24, Psalm 121, Psalm 130. I gave him and I hope then to hear it on this program named The Cutting Edge at the time during 1994. This was about May or so during 1994.
Yeah.
And praise the Lord, thank God, the same day I gave him, he played it on his program the same night. Now, this is very serious here. Now, this is the first time I, Dawitt St. Aubin, could testify to the world that I actually hear my voice and the airwaves of Jamaica. Irie
Yes, yes.
FM. Irie FM,
Cool.
played by Muta Baraka, and he played
So,
Psalm
so what
1.
was the feeling like hearing you being played
Just a,
on
just a second,
RFM for the
just a
very
second, just
first
a second,
time?
just a second, just a second.
Yeah.
I will get to that point. He played this track, Psalm 121, that said, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. Now, the feeling, I was there with two great friend of mine. We were in Red Pal at the time, over Ras
Yes.
George. Did a great virgin by the name of Ras George. He loved music also. We were there at his gates. I and
Yeah.
my great friend Ken Barber, a great singer, and we were there sitting in a session smoking a chalice. And it was so mystical to hear my voice now, on IRFM chanting in Jamaica for the first time. It was a great feeling, you know what I mean? So, but it's the great feelings escalate in a way where become a greater feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? From that great feeling, it become a great feeling now. So you know what I mean? Like the seal burst. Now, by June 1st, 1994, I went into the studio now to make a record. Brother Booth led the way. He
Yeah.
called he called for the great Bongo Herman, the percussionist at
Yes.
the
Yes.
time. He called for the great Benji Myers, who had a studio downtown Kingston at the time, and that is
Yeah.
where we would be doing the recording. So Benji Myers, Bongo Herman, Ken Booth, and I, we were in the studio and we made the first tune, and we called it Weep, where Brother Booth sing the chorus, and I chanted and made my first record,
Okay.
produced by Dave St. Aubin Johnson also. Then, now, it was June. By August, I went forward to the States. And upon reaching in the States, I begin to get some phone calls. Said, David, because I was also known as King David then.
Yes. Yes.
Good. People would call me and say, King David, we hear a big record with you and Lucian on the radio over here in New York creating waves. So I was saying to myself, I did not do any song with Luciana yet, so I don't know. When I checked, it was a combination with Luciana and Muta Baruka. And that combination came off my dub plate that Muta chose to record over. And as I told you, I gave him Psalm 2, Psalm 121, Psalm 113, and Psalm 24, and he recorded over Psalm 24. From
Mota Baruka.
yeah, the great Muta Baruka, yeah, did record, something cue him where you see light, you see blessings, you see what a way, you see whatever he saw, but he did not itch. He called in
Yes.
China, he called in Fatis from the Exterminator label, and they recorded his song, Psalm 24. And it just blew away to number one spot for 2 months here in Jamaica. So, and I told you, this great feelings become a greater feeling. So all kind of things that happen now.
Yeah.
So this is where the thing really turned within a mystical way, but no one wasn't taking notice much of what was happening. So therefore, all of this happening now, I eventually lost the name King David. I have to give it up. I have to choose another name, and I chose Dawitt St. Aubin, and I move forward. So from then, you could say I've been working under the radar or yeah, you call it under the radar.
Yeah.
So I've
So
been
you
working.
you change you change the name King David to Dawood St. Aubin.
Yeah.
But what was the reason? Was it that another artist, or was it this other King David? Why? Because I think I heard it on entertainment news or some. I don't remember where, but I did hear that something before. But what was the real reason? Was it the same artist guy who same name King David?
Well, from what I found out, as I told you, I came in '94, and I immediately was taking stage and performing all over, getting myself acquainted to the people as King David.
Yeah, you were originally known as King David from
Yes,
before, you know,
yes.
from ever since. But I'm
So I did,
saying
so I did that
what?
And I did that because I traveled from 94 to year 2000 in between. So every time I came, I'm busy on stage and creating this vibration. So when I came in within year 2000, I found out then there was about four other artists using the name
Oh,
King David, and none of them didn't want to give it up.
so you just left it get them.
Yeah, I look into myself and said, look, well, I don't want to name thing. Well, like multi record Sam 24. I'm gone with the idea. Then no true that no the name no left in a shambles. So so someone claims they are them. So I just say I take it and I create over the name David within the Amharic or Geese language and said Dawitt. Dawitt still mean
Okay,
David.
I was
Yeah,
just coming to that.
yes.
So Dawitt,
Still mean David.
Dawitt actually means David.
Yeah.
So Saint Aubin is what?
My birth middle name, my that's my middle name for my parents.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay,
I
okay.
put them together and create a new name. So from then, so I came in year 2000 and I actually get myself together with that name and step off on the music street again. And from year 2000 till now, I don't doubt it doesn't quit. It's basically the pandemic kind of ease up little
Yes,
new.
yes, Dawitt. I realized that about you and um being around you and knowing some things that occurred, you might not want me drag back in a certain things, but I'll go there if you choose not to answer. I do understand. But you were also among some other entertainers, being up and about island tour in Jamaica. I can remember seeing you around Fifth Element, the Chuck Fenders. Um, what was it like being around? Were you recording for them? You did sign to them or something? Because I see you and them, Richie Spice, them and all them guys up and about. What was that part of the journey was like for that?
Well, that's another great episode of the journey for David. This happened during February 2002. Now, Chuck Fender and I and Busy Signal all lived in Hartford, Connecticut, and venture out at different
Okay,
times to pursue careers. I left Hartford, Connecticut during 1994 with this big intention and create this big impact. Chuck Fender thing came somewhere late 94 or 95. Busy Signal came 2003. Good. So and you see the success, each individual achieves thus far, musically speaking. No, for me, no. So Chuck Fender is always a good friend of mine at the time, and within time, busy with a younger youth. Anyway, so when I did change my name and decided to put my career on the street, musically in Jamaica, and decided to never live in a Jamaica and never deal this thing big and serious. Because
yeah,
based upon what I'm between the song with Mota Baraka record over, it create another thing in my head like where me have to travel for a while to figure out what I should do next in terms of staying in the Jamaica or live back in the States or continue jog world or whatever me have to decide, and there was no mentor, there was no guidance that you, and so I after a while I decided to watch Jamaica and I base here. See?
yeah,
So, moving around for a while, moving around with people like Junior Kelly. He burst out on the scene during March 2000, and we tried for a while, and you don't know. He went out on tour. We had tried through with Determined, we had tried through with Sizzler, we had tried through with Capleton, we had tried through with Lucian, we had tried through with Ken Boot, we had tried through with Sugar Miner. So the psalmist have to make various links to get this thing happen. See? So now, February 2002, I linked with Chuck Fender, and he brought me to the Fifth Element recording label and introduced me to the team. He was newly signed to this team with the singer Anthony Cruz. Now he introduced me to the Fifth Element, yeah, and the reason and so forth. But they showed me big and serious. They said, "Look, David, we just signed these two brothers, and we mean them well, and we want to assist them with their career. So, give us the time so we could, do what we're doing. So, whenever we take it from there with you. So I said, no problem. I'm here, and Chuck friend is my good friend. So anything I can do to help him to move up, I'll do so. So,
Yeah.
around the fifth element, I assumed the position as chef, cooking for the artist and the management
Yes,
team. And
yes.
so I also assumed the position as spiritual advisor when the meetings keeping with black reverence and closing the reverence and so forth. Also, I assume a position as songwriter. I would help Chuck Fender to write some of these songs like when him say, "Me can't stop try me a fi win." I would tell him say,
Okay.
"Tell you get to you them no walla in a sin." You know what I mean? And me and him struck to these songs. But one next
I
one say,
never
"Better
know.
days." But one say, "Better days are coming that
Me
we
hear
want."
this, me hear the song them Dawitt, but me never know.
No, the world did not know because I did not take any credit. I just helped, structure and strengthen these youth at the time. We would take them to the rivers, the minerals, seas early during the morning. We had prayer, we
So, so,
exercise.
so, so, what I want to know, Dawitt, being around, because the thing about Dawitt St. Aubin, me never really hear no bad energy and a bad vibe a come from no one as it pertaining to Dawitt. But being around these people, because I've seen with my eyes, you cook for these people, you help them construct music, you assist them, you know, motivate them, the whole 9 yards. You get me? I say you do more than just the norm. Um, the fact that they were out there more, what have they contributed towards, helping you with your career, so to speak?
Well, I mean, as I told you at the time, the fifth element record was there, but at this juncture is the time where things will go on another level for both the artist and the team. Do you understand? So
Okay,
therefore, what I mean? So we move forward. So I mean, in the same breath, wherever these events will be taking place, where Chuck Fender and Anthony Cruz would be enlist, automatically I'll be doing my little thing on stage also, and
okay,
I
okay.
and I'll be gathering grounds because I found out the more you do for others, is the more you do for yourself. You
So,
know?
so you got the opportunity to perform on many
Yes,
shows right across Jamaica.
yes, until Chuck Fender realized the blessings of the prayer that we brought. So therefore, he called me to bless all these events at first, and then he would take over, and it will be marvelous.
Okay.
You see the
So
great,
it
but
was
right.
like them time they were like a opening act.
Yes, what I mean. I played many roles just to get the energy rolling at the psalmist because I mean, this was 2000. This was 2002. So look at this. I mean, within the greatness of all this, so much great things is happening. Whereas, I mean, as I told you, I wasn't signed to the company. I was just
Yes, yes, me
lending
understand. Yeah.
myself accordingly. So whenever I get hectic, where I mean, I would just take myself away a little and still move on to other streets where to get my thing done in the meantime. Do you
All
understand?
right.
Yeah. So,
Um, go back. I don't know if it's back or it's forward or if at the same time. You mentioned family.
yeah.
You also was getting a lot of radio play all across Jamaican radio stations. With a particular song, I could remember "Hello Jamaica." I think it was you and your daughter. Yeah.
Yes.
Yours truly, Amaziyah the Great, and the one who did the video.
Give thanks. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. But it was getting a lot of rotation. Um, what happened with you and Aina? I mean, with Jamaica, not really say that the farmer units there with you and she pursuing music. She give up music. The last thing I was told that she went back to the States, but is she still pursuing music? Or she just done with it?
Well, each episode of this reasoning is very hectic.
Yes,
Any direction you turn it, it is very hectic and historic. Now, you touch on the subject of Princess Ina. You know her well, right? Many people may,
precisely.
many people may
I
not,
know
but
her from I know her from she was just a little baby. You get
good.
me and say she was when she did that video, she was about how much?
8 years old.
8 years old.
Yeah. Now, let me give you a quick historic reason here. Now, Ina been performing on stage since she was 1 year and 10 months old with her own microphone in her hand.
Yes,
And we have evidence of that record at the Central Connecticut State University during 1999. And she was paid for such performance. 1 year and 10 months old. So we could say she actually born on stage.
yes, yes,
Yeah. So, I mean, that's how she stepped out musically. Because, I mean, we were like a musical family. We practice music in our own home. We live music. We try to teach, we youth them it. And everyone, we try to get everybody involved in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? So, music is within these children. Anyway, so after a while, we brought her here in Jamaica while she was about 6 years old. And that is the time when I was with the Fifth Element team. Now, we begin to take stage as a family. We used to call ourselves the St. Aubins, Ina, and three of her brothers, Ori, David, and Devan, and I myself. And we would use our bingy drums mainly, and you know what I mean,
yes,
chant.
yes. Remember
Good,
clearly.
good. So now we got on an event at University of the West Indies,
Mm-hmm.
and this was a symposium for the late great Dan Drummond, great trombonist, and special guest was the late great King Stitt and another great Lone Ranger, great
Okay.
artist. Yeah, and based upon a link with our good sister and friend Miss Maxine Stowe, we were able to get on this program at this symposium at the University of the West Indies. So I myself and my three sons and my daughter Aina, and we were on stage chanting some Bingi at this program. And it was so well received and remarkable and powerful where we recognize that this baby Aina now had a musical power and we begin to focus on her. When we brought her to the fifth element and I realized, based upon how I did not leave my family too far, they were almost there with me and every move, the whole
Yes,
family.
yes.
Yeah,
Instead of
yeah. So I mean, she'll be, coming on stage, with us with Chuck Fender, and then the power begin to build where people start to recognize the power of this baby. So by she reached 7, 8, 9, she go back and forth to school during summer holidays sometimes. So from age 6 back and forth to age 9, she was able to perform on 100 events island wide.
wow.
And there's no child born in this island of Jamaica or
Yeah.
outside of Jamaica are ever able to take on 100 top events island wide with the greatest of the greatest. So it's a very historic reasoning. Look at one of these great events. The Honorable, the late great Neville O'Reilly Livingston, aka Bonnie Wheeler, kept his Father's Day award show at the mass camp. So he would invite in all the living legends he could find at the time. People like Alton Ellis, Roy
Yeah.
Shirley, Monty Morris, the Diamonds, the Eptones, John, Alton, Ken, Jimmy Riley, Carl Dawkins, all the great fathers who he could find at the time. He would honor them on this program. And the legend Ken Booth also. Now, I was at the show and I had my daughter there with me, and based upon the love and respect that Mr. Booth had for us, he told me that he would feature both of us. And he did so. So Ina became the only female to perform on that event. All legends.
That's nice. That's really nice.
Very
Um,
historic.
very historic. Yes, I must agree. But some of this information, Dawitt, even though it's out there, and me know he's a person, you have most of these things documented. But Jamaica and the world might be just hearing this. Well, some most of Jamaicans who are watching now and the wider world who have not much knowledge of what occurred in Jamaica, um, especially on these historic events. Some people just know, and I mean, we've been friends over 2 decades, David, and some of them things, and not everything we know, yeah.
No, because I mean,
But the thing is, now that we know this now, why is it that because as it relates to career, you have songs played on many stations and we hear them. You have poets, you have chanting, play repeatedly on radio. But as it relates to career wise, where you should be more out mainstream, I still I wonder why that's not the
well,
reality of,
as I told you,
because you still seem to be working underground,
yeah, man,
same way.
underground work,
Like you have
work
not escalated to that surface of stardom yet, even
and
though being profound, me know the capabilities of what a Dawitt is and what you've been representing, but in the eyes of the public, me I try look on, yeah, yeah, because we are all great entertainers, and there's and performers, I must say, because to see you perform, to see you chant, is uncomparable to where some people are the right now. You get to me? I say so. Why? Me still I wonder why the thing not that blooming right now as we
you
speak.
see, as I told you, there's some little setbacks and little, yeah, you know what I mean. You don't know greatness, you know what I mean. In every significant event in history, you'll find courage,
Yes,
determined leader, and adversary who sought to foil his efforts. So my efforts have been foiled because I think if Psalm 24 and my dubplate could inspire Mutabarika to record it and call Lucian and others on this project, I can't see why I didn't try to find me and say, look, let us all do this. And I wish that I
yes,
found and I wish that I foundation from then. You understand? So
yes,
that
yes,
kind of have me now after work under the radar car. I mean, to get my thing now going, me have to work twice as hard as what I came to do from yesterday. Anyway, so the first number one of the Psalms where actually blessed Jamaica land musically is Psalms 24. This is the first time for a long while in the recording music industry in Jamaica a scripture ruled the number one spot for 8 weeks, 2 months, when none of us could claim to be author of a song like that. And I think
yeah,
whatever did came from that song should be mainly shared with the people of Jamaica and the people of the world musically, since it is biblically and it is free. Anyway, so that was 1994. So back to Ina. As I told Ina, I've done these great events, and
yes,
up to the time I get her to record on a project called Innocent Minor with another princess by the name of Abby. She was about 10. Jalando was about 13 at the time. Dada these are all child stars.
yes, yes. I remember that. What going on with him?
Dada, just a second, Dada was about 10 at the time. And Jamil, who used to burst out recently, was about 11 at the time, and my daughter Ina was 9, and they all collaborate on a project called Innocent Minor, and it went to the #1 spot and the TVJ charts here
Yeah.
in Jamaica on a Suzy Q
Nice.
program. So,
Nice.
so
Nice.
this group of children score a #1. Within this #1 video, my daughter actually scored another psalm. Matter of fact, 2 psalms, and make them #1. So she's the first little baby to take the scripture in a reggae music and record it in some way, shape, or form and score a #1. So Psalm
Yes, yes.
24 a #1, Psalm 100 a #1, and Psalm 131 is a #1 psalms. Now, when Anna reached to that point, her mom take her back to the States. I don't know what went wrong, if it's jealousy, if it's hypocrisy, if it's nigromancy, whatever. But her mom decided she would not send back Ina to Jamaica to continue her career musically, and she would give up at this point, and she did so brazenly.
Okay.
So
All right.
from
Um,
from from
but, but
2006, Ina never returned to her career again.
well,
Never.
I can't imagine how that's supposed to feel for you, Dawitt, because knowing you ever since, and not because we are associates, not because we're closely connected as friends, but you have always been a defender of the family. You always been a family man from what we know. I right through. And me can say it was a situation where you had an ex missus. Me don't know about that, but I've never seen not one time. You get what I say? But me still seeming to wonder, is it as I mentioned, you don't know if it's jealousy or you say you can't even know what was the cause really. But I wanna be a little bit more inquisitive. Could it be could it be something you have done makes you say, oh, should I really want, you know, I don't know.
Well,
It
maybe, but at the same time, I would think being away from the family. 'Cause, I mean, I left the family year 2000 in
Or
August.
perhaps should not understand your mission and dream where I did.
Just a second. I left the family year 2000
Yeah.
with the intention to take in a year here in Jamaica to start out my career in terms of the name and the whole aim. And then eventually, I see where it made no sense to leave if it's music that I pursue. So I had to take on the energy here. So the family go back and forth for a while.
Okay. And you were still here.
Yes, and we all link up. We were doing things musically, producing with all the videos, everything. So after a point, I think me my ex-wife, because we eventually divorced. So I think
Okay.
maybe she lost faith, say maybe nothing won't come out of what we were doing. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And maybe someone influenced the family, say, boy,
But I know was scoring tremendously. So why would that evolve in our thoughts?
yeah, but I mean, it's not all like glitter, it's gold, and some people gonna see the immediate money or so forth. They will think they'll be dismayed. But I mean,
Okay.
we were doing fine. Look at this. When I told you I've done 100 events, and Dawitt used February 2012 to February 2002 to February 2012, and appeared on over 300 events. So we were
300.
yeah, we were working non-stop around the clock on 4 events a night. We passed through any area and any 4 or 5 with us, deal it for the people and continue going. You know what I
So you
mean?
were you were you were voluntarily doing most of these events.
Yes, because I
Or
mean,
were
I
you
mean, I came in to do this, so I wasn't waiting on anyone to call me. And
okay.
therefore, so
Oh, I
therefore,
just a mission where they on.
yeah, so therefore, if I check on the street with Chuck Fender, that channel is kind of black up for a while, I will move on with Determined. And then I move on with Sizzler for a while. I will move on with Junior Kelly for a while. I remember
Yes,
David
yes.
House for a while. I remember Ken Boot for a while, but just to get myself going because
I love the attitude towards getting out there that way
yeah,
because some of these upcoming artists today feel like say, well, them are the thing right now, and you have to book them. You get well, my performance now going right now rather than virtually, but some
well,
of them not believe in going out and getting it done. You get me? I
but,
say
but
make
look at
people
this.
because some of them can't even perform.
Look at this. I am happy to know that
Yes,
these 300 events island wide is one of the greatest experience of my life.
yes, yes. All right, Dawitt.
Yes.
May I go cut you real quick because we've been chatting for about 1 hour now exactly. So people are here wondering what was a Dawitt chanting sounds like. So Moya, remember which part you come from and which part you want to join because we want to get back. We want to get to the part where you as a man always on the journey. You're also robbed of your vehicle. We want to talk about that a little bit and how that impacted on you, and what made you still wanting to do this even though you were treating horrifically. Um, but before we get into that, whether you want to do a chant, whether you want to do a song, whether you want to play the guitar, whether you want to do anything, just something. But before you pursue to do that, I'm just gonna go real quick to a 30 seconds commercial, and in the meantime, you can decide what exactly you want to start off with.
They say it's a free world, free speech. Fear not. If you've got your story to share, there's a global audience anticipating to hear. Be bold, be truthful, tell them precisely. Join us on youtube.com, Great Amaziyah, for the TDP show. Sundays at 5 p.m. And this is not about just interviewing artists only, but we want to interview everybody. Players of instruments, comedians, poets, actors, actresses, dancers, people with talents who now get fair share. And remember, it's all about honesty, the truth about your opinion. We want the world to know. Amaziyah the Great, tell them precisely.
Yes, yes. I am here on the TDP show with Dawitt and Aubin. Big respect to all my, fans across the globe. Respect to the people who are here on the live with us, watching and vibing with us. We were supposed to be connected in one show, but for reasons beyond our control, we had to do segment two with Dawitt. And we had to do a segment for him by himself because him have historic things to mention. I get to say he's been on the journey for decades now. He has been doing music, poetry, and chanting um for almost all his life, and he have impacted a lot of people's life just the same positively. So you are going to see some of his performances any minute now. So let me see if I can bring him back on screen and see what's going on in here. Now, welcome back to our show.
Yes, sir. Give thanks to my best alive.
Live, 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 live.
Babylon, he sat down where we were. But we remember Ethiopia. For the wicked carried us away captivity, required from us a song. How can we sing Rastafari song in a strange land? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Blessed be the Lord, all ye servants of the Lord, which by night standeth in the house of the Lord. Lift up your hand in the sanctuary. Bless the Lord. Lord our God, which made heaven and earth, shall bless our name from Mount Zion. See that. See by the rivers of Babylon, we sat down, there we went, but we remember that. For the wicked carried us away captivity, fire from us, son. How can we sing King Emmanuel song in a stray? Amen. Come on. Where you there? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. This
Yes.
is Aubin, the Cogno Abuna, the apocalyptical psalmist. Blessings to the world. Yes, Amaziyah, where are you, my brother?
Great indeed. Great indeed.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Noreen Snyder says beautiful. The hardcore hero said Dawitt energy is positive, humble, peaceful, black power. Yeah, man. So people are tuning in and so I go on and love what I go on.
Because,
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
no, you go on.
Yes, because what the psalmist is really about and doing, all that I'm about and doing is to benefit the people.
Yes, yes.
And when I say the people, I mean the people at large. You understand?
Sure.
Because, you know, so I mean, from 1990, when I recognize this energy and build and coming to Jamaica and build and build and build and build until here we are now. Whereas the thing reached another level, whereas after this 25 years of training, how to get this message, this vibe, this kind of music on a level where people love it. Even though number one, I make a radio tight, so
Yes, yes.
we know
But now,
what,
me no want jump right there say yet. Because we are
yeah,
going to get there.
yeah,
We're going to get there. Being on the journey for 25 years, yeah? Remember which part we did that. We're
yeah.
going to recap back on, we're going to somebody said I became his fan on Reverb Nation. Oh,
Mm,
Noreen says she's not your fan.
Rastafari, give thanks.
Yeah, man. So, Dawitt, are you may hear the name? What was it? Gazi Guzi?
Guza Gizi.
Guza Gizi. Guza
Yeah,
Gizi. First time you heard that word, and I think you said me the journey continue.
yeah, time to journey.
Journey time.
Yeah, journey time.
All right. Watch this now, Dawitt. As a man who was always been on the journey, you were crippled. I mean, was it twice? Well, when I say crippled, I mean like you have your drive and someone scrupulous man just decides that they want to slope down with and take away vehicle that you work hard for. When was this?
Well, I mean, you know, it's all about all the journey set, life,
Yeah.
the lessons of life we have to learn, and it's all a learning process. Look, these energies are so powerful and great. Look at this now. Before my car was stolen, I dreamt it was stolen 6 months before. And
Wow.
after it was stolen, I dreamt I found it 3 months later. So now,
Yeah.
today when people hear that I am the apocalyptical psalmist, these are the energy where I saw it before it happened and I saw what happened to it after. Vision,
Okay.
apocalypse. Right? Good. Now, as I told you, whenever some of these avenues get tight, during the 2003 4 coming on, it was massive rising. And I remember whole heap of star rising, so it was hectic. So I would have to trot out sometime, make other links and go and do things same way. See?
Yes.
So this is here come a night now one time. So by this now, Beanie Man get to meet my daughter and love her and adapt her right away as him. You know what I mean? Good. Ninja Man, same thing. And them adapt her. Chuck friend the baby already, Richie Spice and baby and so forth, but everybody love this baby as a adapt her along the way. See? So
Yes. Yes.
this session I keep in a St. Elizabeth, Goshen, St. Elizabeth. It is called the Love Symbol Anniversary. And we were promoting a session for Aina, and we did have Ninja Man and Beanie Man on our program too. So we will reach out for other these events to strengthen and push ourselves also. You know what I mean? So we tried to St. Elizabeth for this Love Symbol Anniversary. Normally, I would get my car inside these venues and so forth, but that night I decided to park outside. And we were inside and link up with Beanie Man and Ninja Man, and while they were performing, there was in the heat of their career they called for Aina, so we stepped on stage and did our thing, and it was marvelous and powerful. And when we finished and ready to left Entourage for back to Kingston, when I realized my car was missing, so it was gone.
Well,
You know what I mean? So I lost my car. It was kind of crippling because cars, the artists to move around and get the things. You know what I mean? Done. Do you understand? So I was crippled for a while and so forth. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, I did not let these things stop me. You know what I mean? I buckled my shoulder and I
yeah.
did what I came to do, and I was unstoppable. I was unconquerable. You know what I mean? So any direction we reason, it is historic.
Yes. Yes. Really. Really do.
See, so
Um.
yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Jamaica. How well did that song do? And your music, Dawitt, your poetry, your chanting, are they, what if persons want to hear some of your stuff? Are they on YouTube? Are they on, apart from the few videos I did when you were performing at various events, are professionally recorded materials available online where people can stream, download, buy, whatever,
Yeah, for sure.
and
Yes,
available on what platform?
you could find a chant like Psalm 138 and the Fifth Element recording label.
Okay, okay, okay.
You could find a song like Virtuous Womb, Capleton featuring David St. Aubin and the Ash Squad recording label.
Nice.
You could find a song like Lion in Me, Juna Kelly featuring David St. Aubin and the 71 recording label produced by Morgan's Heritage. And I mean,
Okay.
Hello Jamaica is a song that we did produce. We never get to release it, but we put it out and get some nice response.
Yeah.
I even get royalty statement to show me that this song was playing on the airlines, this song was playing in the cinemas, and so forth. But other youth take music from the scratch without any big help, any big bucketive, a big this, a big that, and a fight and struggle all the way up. You know what I mean? And all these setbacks and stabbing the backs and everything. You know what I mean? It could have break me and
Yes,
take me,
yes.
but honestly, I think it make me. So therefore, I push on relentlessly.
I see that.
So today I stand the cogno abuna apocalyptical psalmist. Now the cogno is the militant way of the psalmist. Never give up, never quit. See? And one of the motto of the cogno is There's no mission too great or no sacrifice, but we put duty first.
True, true.
Right? So
Dawitt,
there, yeah.
you you are really strong um person as it relates to staying focused in the entertainment fields. I've seen myself where some give up, and even though they're giving up, they gave up. Um, some of them is not heard of no more. You constantly, you know, have that drive to go further and further, even though you experience so much complication, so much hardship, so much fight, and as you mentioned, stabbing in the back and disappointments and all of that. But what makes a Dawitt decide, I will not quit?
Well, as I told you, before anyone know anything about that with you in Jamaica, I already decided in my mind from in the States that I'll come and do this. I used to be Jabby and others, but because this is how people see me prophetic. I used to tell them before I came that we could push
Okay,
this music and make it into number one. They was no, 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 that can't happen. Not gonna happen. So I said, I'll be going down in Jamaica and I'll get myself involved and I'll prove it to you. So when I came and that happened, people see. So I mean, even though I wasn't on the program, I still didn't decide to quit based upon that happening. I decided to look, I'll continue. No, for me, at that time, within the music industry, was capable of reciting over 30, 40 chapters of Psalm. There was nothing to let me quit with such musical powers and blessings. Nothing would stop me, not even death. So one of the things that concrete my decision, my conviction within this mission. Now, when I speak apocalyptically, I speak of the many visions that reveal itself unto me, and most of them have revealed themselves within mightiful ways and carry serious revelations. Now, one of my most memorable apocalyptical vision is when one of the angel of the Lord, who I call the angel of the Lord, and he is from our ancestral realm, he is from the biblical realms, and he is from the apocalyptical realms. Now, this one, before I go no further, you ever notice I hear the sounds where people always say, call upon the ancestors to give them a vision for the future?
yeah,
Now, here's one of the ancestors giving Dawitt a vision for the future. When this one revealed to me in a vision and we met, he said to me, stretch your hand unto me. And I stretched my left hand unto him.
yeah,
And he put like a seed into my palm. And immediately it grew up into a tree. Now, as I told you, these visions are apocalyptical. So, and they are also symbolical. So these things I'm outlining are symbols. Now, he put a seed in my palm, it grew up into a tree, which signifies healing and feeding for the nation. He went further and he chanted the 113th Psalm in plain words. Then I realized that this man is one of the original authors of Psalms from an ancient time. Now, these ancestors saw fitting to make visit and reveal, to encourage I and confirm with I that I should continue. a journey like this. So I told her I was able to do at least 30 when this vision came. And after such inspiration, I doubled that 30 and able to stand and deliver at least 60 chapters of Psalms on any show. Now, what I was building and aiming to do along the way is to get to promote a show or event where the psalmist will take stage for an hour and demonstrate musically 1 hour of Psalms. My beloved brother Amaziyah, what I'm telling you about is unprecedented. None have ever witnessed any form of music like that in this time, from no genre of music. I've ever seen any artist, any singer, any poet, any DJ ever take the stage and deliver a solid hour from the biblically named book of Psalms. And I had this ready, and was yearning and waiting and building and planning and coming, say I want to get this a historic moment and give it all to the people. Because I would take nothing from it for myself. I would hand over everything to my people. Do you understand? It's never too late. And the good Lord know what He's doing. We are still here. And as time allows us, we will be doing these things accordingly. Do you understand? So it's a historic moment. It's a historic revelation. Now, beloved Amma, my beloved brother, Amaziyah.
Yes, yes. Yeah, man, me there, man.
So I told you about the cogno energy, the Abuna energy, the priest, the order. I told you about the biblical, and I am telling you about the apocalyptical. Now, could I share with you another of my apocalyptical visions? This is the
Yeah,
first time.
man, me not have no problem.
This is the first time I will demonstrate such energy to the world. Listen carefully.
Yes.
On the 23rd day, 2003, November, the 23rd day of November 2003,
Yeah.
I saw in a vision, I went over to my good friend and colleague, beloved brothers, recording studio complex. And this brother is namely Mark Myrie, aka, aka
I
Buju
mean,
Banton.
I talk to what
Yes,
AKA.
yeah,
Buju Banton, man. Buju Banton.
we have
Only
communicated.
one Mark Mary. I
Please
don't know
communicate.
another.
Please communicate with my beloved brother. So,
The
and
mic
I
was
saw.
mute a while ago, so I had to, unmute. So when me I press it, me actually think said press when I never press. Yeah,
Okay,
man,
so
but I want Gargamel.
right. So I saw. I went to his complex, his studio complex,
Yes.
and upon observing around in this vision, I saw a big net. You go down to a symbol, a big net with a donkey, also another symbol, and the donkey was tied upside down into this net. Oh, I said the donkey was tied up?
Upside down.
Good. And I want you to remember that little phrase, that little line there, upside down.
Yes, yes.
No, no, it is written, Proverbs 29, verse 18. So where there is no vision, people will perish.
Quite so.
And there's also another scripture that teaches man that if the watchman see the danger and does not tell it, that man could be responsible for judgment. Whoever write these things, we found them within the script. Some will believe in them, some won't. Now, as I told you, this vision came November the 23rd, 2003. I was
Yeah.
compelled, yeah, I was compelled years later to check with Mark and try to share this energy with him. And I did get a chance to sat with Mark one evening in his studio compound, and I read this vision unto him. And this was during 2007, years later. I was compelled, and I did so. Eventually, you know, the net
Yeah.
that I saw, because this net was hanging on onto the building wall like a flower spot there, with a donkey inside this net, tied up upside down. Upside down.
Yeah.
So the net is a symbol of captivity. And, we saw who was in captive for actually 10 years. And so forth. Now, after Bojo came, yeah, Long Road to Freedom came right in time, get a nice concert, move on with his career, and so forth. Great. But
Yes.
what I found out, um, his latest project is his latest album.
Upside
You
down.
want to tell me what the name of that?
Upside down.
So therefore, when I told her I saw the donkey in this net tied,
Upside down.
yeah. So I record this vision,
Yes.
some 17 years ago, and write about upside down. So whatever it meant, I did not kept it to myself. I did told him about it. So that is one of the apocalyptical visions and revelations of the psalmist, and I had many more.
Yes. Yes. Dawitt, we have to go chat another time because I know we're going near 1:30 now. We know the story and a half yet. But before you go though, Dawitt, we we want to hear like one or two biblical scriptures chanting, and we want you to close out with music. But before you go to the chanting, at this moment, where is Dawitt career wise?
Well, I mean, for the last few months, I took, I'm not busy on stage for the last couple months. Well,
Well, since 2019, I mean, the whole place, and well, late since
yeah, from
2020,
March,
really.
from March,
Yes,
um,
yes,
2020,
last year.
yeah.
Yes,
And
yeah.
thank God I put in a lot of work where, you know what I mean? Anyway,
But because 2019, you, Malachi Smith, Amaziyah the Great Ear, Antonia Valier,
wise,
Wise Words,
Richie Innocent,
Dusty, yeah, Rich. We were on a all island wide
school tour, high
school
school, and
tour.
college, yeah.
Yes, Judith Fallon Reed, um, a lot more people. Charlie Bobos, Rash
Rashad,
Shaddai. How was that
Rashad.
experience for you?
Well, it was a great,
Especially, especially seeing you performing and getting those smaller children involved. How was that experience of the journey was for you?
well, it is fun for me, based upon the training, how I work on this thing to get even the kids to respond to my energy. Powerful. So, it gave me great pleasure to be on these tours. 'Cause I have done several tours here in Jamaica. One, the Malachi, Brother Malachi, and associate came and put on the All Island High School and college tour. And within 1 week, we venture Kingston Technical, Mona I, you know what I mean, Edna Manley. We did about 10 events within 1 week, you know what I mean? And we love how the kids respond to the poets, and we love how the kids respond to the chanter. They chanted mightifully. And we love these energies. But I mean, since COVID, these energies become dormant. No, we also did a tour. There's a sister called Queen Kamala, recording artist also, at a program called Stop the Crime and Violence Tour within the inner cities of Kingston and Spanish Town. And I made 20 stops on this event from Marvally, Ambrook Lane, Rockford, Nannyville, Jungle, Fletcher's Land, Tivoli Garden, Seaview Garden, Majestic Garden, all these places, Irish Pen, Central Village, Linstead, Portmore, Portsmouth, Gregory Park, right on to Sabina Park. And we did this in the name of peace, love, unity, motivational reason for these kids, because most of these events, it was mainly children, because these communities are broken and most of the brothers have to, kind of stay low. And most of the mothers still can't really come out because if you try, keep things at home, but the kids will come out of these events. And I love all these kids. They gave us tremendous support, more than we can talk about. And I was hoping and praying to rise to the occasion so I could set myself properly so I could be there for these children. It's never too late. You know what I mean? But whatever we are doing as musicians, as artists, those who realize that they are an instrument in the hand of the Almighty must do more, because all artists know that without the support of the people, they are nothing. So, therefore, whenever the people gave us their support, it is for us to team up as artists and
True,
musicians,
true, true. It's all
mindfully,
right.
and give back our support to the people. So we as musicians, it is written in the scripture that singing and play of instruments shall be there, and all my springs are indeed. I see where we as artists and musicians should be more productive and effective here, especially in Jamaica, from the blessing that we got from this music, those who tour and hit and create great wealth. We should set up more musical facilities to encourage the young talents of all sort, island wide, to strengthen and help set foundation for them for the future from this music. And we also should be more industrious, collective, and effective instead of business island wide to uplift the people also, because there are many forms of business can come from the music. Do you understand? So I mean, we encourage our fellow musicians, to rethink, to relook and see how serious this thing is and see how serious a blessing they had in it about modeling and posing and hyping and with acting who can have 10 cars and 10 houses, because I don't see where necessary as an artist where I would take 20 millions to buy a Range Rover or a Benz when I could invest that musically around the communities to uplift the youths. Do you understand? So therefore, these are the things that drive the psalmist to continue to work, and I will never quit. At this point, I'm safely, on a farm over in Linstead, St. Catherine Time and Patient area, planting high grade ganja, foodstuff, and so forth. We have the Kenacure team, we have the Kenacure drummers, we have the Kenacure recording label out to put a road. We have a new EP coming. We feature Ken Booth on this EP. This EP is also being aired at this time, namely by Best FM, Roots FM. With songs like Set Them Free, Hello Jamaica, Take Me As I Am, Mama, and and so forth. And these songs have also been doing well in places like Zambia, Uganda, Nigeria. They are waiting to see the psalmist at this time anxiously. and I'm ready also, but everything and all things will be done according to the blessings and the powers of the life giver we call the Almighty God. So I'm thankful for all the support over the years that these people gave me because it's more than words could say. These people gave us tremendous support. Sometimes, we can't leave stage in peace. They just want to hear more from the psalmist. So these things drive me, want me to work twice as hard to help our people without cursing anyone, pointing finger on anyone. Each now delay, we just want to do our part and help to leave monuments of posterity for the oncoming generations. Give thanks to Dawitt said
But
that.
but I talk a while ago and never realized that my microphone was mute.
Good.
More you make the fans know. So I'm waiting again for him to rejoin. Um, Originally we did go 2 hours already. The battery never fully officially 100% charge. I'm actually going at the 4th hour. Me do 3 guests already so far. So the battery really was doing a lot of timing. So we never go this long live yet. So okay, seems to be here now. I hope everything is all great. Um, Dawitt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So Dawitt, just dive in it right away. Give it 2 chanting, coming no long the battery are gonna last, and just deal with it. So even if it get cuts off, at the end of the day, say you still do the chanting and you make the people them know what go on. Cause them only there one song. People want to hear where that would sound like chanting and all of that. So chant 2 thing again and make the people them aware of what go on. People go and go support Dawitt Saint Aubin. His name is spelled Dawittstaubin. So I'm gonna bring him back on screen and then you can see how his name spelled. You can check him out on YouTube. Support his videos, comment, and give him a strength. Dawitt, take it away.
In the valley for a very long time, I will never get weary yet. That we shall never get weary yet, Lord.
Want a psalm to Dawitt?
For a very long time, I
Okay, okay.
will never get weary yet. Make haste, O God, to deliver me. Make haste, O God, to help me. Let them be ashamed and confounded that seek after I and my soul. Let them be turned backward and put to confusion that desire I and I earth. Let them be turned back for a reward of their shame that say, Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let such as love thy salvation say, I continue. Let the Most High God be magnified. But we are poor and needy. Make haste, O God, what my help and my deliverer. O Jah, make no delay. That we never get weary yet. Never get weary yet, Lord. In the valley for a very long time, and we never get weary yet. Never get weary yet. But I never get weary yet, Lord. Hey. In the valley for a very long time, and we never get weary yet. They that trust in the Most High shall be like holy Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. And the mountains are round about Ethiopia. So is the Most High God round about and his people from henceforth and forever. For the wrath of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous. As the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity. Do good, O Most High, unto them that are good, and to those that are upright in their hearts. Selah. As for such as turn aside their crooked ways, the Lord shall lead them through the record of iniquity. But peace shall be upon I and I. Selah. Your name never get weary yet. Then you can never get weary yet, Lord. In the valley for a very long time, and we never get weary yet. Never get weary yet. Never get weary yet. In the valley for a very long time, and we never get weary yet. In the valley for a very long time, and we never get weary yet. In the valley for a very long time, never get weary yet. In the valley for a very long
time, and we never get weary yet. Precisely.
never get weary yet.
No way.
Never get weary yet. Never,
Never, never, never.
weary
Never.
yet.
Never.
All right.
Yes, yes. Yeah, man. One of the biblical psalms, them now. One of the up the drop. Bless up the people in my world. You see me?
Yes, I. Blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, but standeth in the ways of sinners, and sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Almighty, and in his law we meditate day and night. And I shall be like trees that plant by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruits in due season. Our leaves also shall not be done, whatsoever we do it, we shall prosper. Godly, not swear, but I chaff, so they drive it away. Therefore, the godly shall not stand in this judgment, nor sinners in the congregations of I and I the righteous. For the Most High know the ways of the righteous, but the ways of the wicked shall burn. Jah, Ras, Tafara. Praise ye the Lord. Praise God in his sanctuary. Praise him in the firmament of his power. Praise him for his mighty acts. Praise him according to his excellent greatness. Praise him with the sound of trumpets. Praise him, psalms and harp. Praise him, timbrel and dance. Praise him, string instruments and organs. Praise him upon loud sounding cymbals. Praise him on the high sounding cymbals. Let everything that had breath praise ye the Most High. Jah, Ras,
Rastafari. Aye. Blessed I.
Give thanks, Amma.
Yes, yes. Dawitt, right now, we still seem like you're there on the mood for, you know, drop a next one. But before you do so, I'm gonna make you do that and take us out. Um, tell the people, as I said before we get disconnected, how they can reach Dawitt St. Aubin. Where are the links? How can they get to you if persons want to find you on social media? And big up who you want, big up after that, and then you take us out with one more piece.
Well, you could find Dawitt St. Aubin on Facebook, Dawitt St. Aubin Johnson, and IG, Dawitt St. Aubin underscore music. And you can also contact Great Amaziyah for further
Precisely.
information. Well, praise ye the Lord. Praise all his servants of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord thy God from this time forth and forevermore. From the rising of the sun until the going of the same, the Lord thy God name is to be praised. He is high above all nations, and his glory above the heavens. Who is like unto the Lord our God, who dwelleth on high, who humbleth himself to behold the things that are in heaven and in earth. He raised the poor out of the dust and lifted the needy from the dunghill and sitteth amongst princes, even with the princes of his people. He makes the barren woman to keep house and to be joyful mother of children. We praise ye, the Most High Jah, Rastafari. Yes, give thanks, errors, many blessings coming your way from the psalmist. Live inside the Kenacure Foundation. Kenacure Rastafari Sanctuary / music. Little Steve Time and Patience St. Catherine, Jamaica. Psalmist. Bless you all. I'm so thankful. Watch this.
Yes, yes. David, continue upon the journey, my lord. Amaziyah the Great always been supporting, still will support. So just go and do your thing. Big respect. We really appreciate you being on the TDP show. You have like a whole 2 hour segment all for yourself,
Yes, I want to touch
even
certain
though we
points of
never did
it.
plan to go, but it's the mission, it's the journey, it's the message. So
Yes.
I mean, who like it will watch it.
Yes,
We
sir.
thank all the persons who participated tonight, all the guests, and all the viewers. Continue to share this message, continue to share this live, continue to tell people more about it. We will be here every Sunday. For persons who want had to be show while our live is in session, you can contact Amaziyah the Great 876-477-6245. We also do all the commercials you've seen so far, apart from the Curly Locks Twin of Twins one. It was created by Great Amazement Multimedia, which is still our brand also. So you can reach out to us to create commercials. We can talk business off here. For persons who want to sponsor our show, because as you see, we have one phone at work. I'm inside my living room working, and at the end of the day, we will want to have a whole studio sometime soon. We want proper headsets, microphones, so we therefore seeking sponsors. whether you want to give you a headphone or a microphone or anything. You get what I say? Whether you want with the cash or kind, we're willing to take any donation, so to speak, and use this platform to talk for one because we aim to make things better. And in the meantime, we just go and utilize what we have and what we can to get the message out. But you don't know, this is something where we decide so we not stop. We're gonna keep it going, going, going. You get what I say? So big respect. Thanks to all you wonderful people who make this possible and continue to go and do so. And any sponsors want to come on board, we're willing to accept. Dawitt, enough respect. Continue with the journey. Go and do the king. And you don't know, greatness. Blessings, respect.
Thanks, Amaziyah, and keep what you're doing. And the good Lord bless you. Let's keep focused and more work. Bless all the people out there, and may someone get some from inspiration from what we're reading about, and life is always filled with learning. So it's all about learning. Give
Tell them
thanks.
precisely.
They say it's a free world, free speech. Fear not. If you've got your story to share, there's a global audience anticipating to hear. Be bold, be truthful, tell them precisely. Join us on youtube.com, Great Amaziyah, for the TDP show. Sundays at 5 p.m. And this is not about just interviewing artists only, but we want to interview everybody. Players of instruments, comedians, poets, actors, actresses, dancers, people with talents who now get fair share. And remember, it's all about honesty, the truth about your opinion. We want the world to know. Amaziyah the Great, tell them precisely.
Oh yeah, the show done. Yeah. A 4 hour there, pa.